The Harbor Bistro sat on the waterfront, its floor-to-ceiling windows offering views of the bay as twilight painted the sky in shades of orange and purple. It was the kind of restaurant where families came for special occasions, where the lighting was warm and the atmosphere felt safe. Michael Torres sat at a table near the window with his daughter Lily, who was 5 years old with curly brown hair and a pink shirt featuring her favorite cartoon character. They were celebrating, though the celebration felt bittersweet. Today marked 1 year since Lily's mother had walked out, deciding that motherhood and marriage weren't for her after all. Michael had filed the divorce papers, gotten full custody, and spent the last year learning to be both parents to a little girl who still asked sometimes when mommy was coming home. Tonight was supposed to be about moving forward, about showing Lily they were okay, just the two of them. But Lily wasn't eating her chicken fingers. She was staring across the restaurant, her small face serious with concentration. "Daddy," Lily said quietly, tugging on Michael's sleeve. "Why does the princess look sad?" Michael followed his daughter's gaze. 2 tables over sat a woman, perhaps in her early 30s, dining alone. She had blonde hair pulled back, wore a tan sweater that looked expensive, and was staring at her phone with an expression that even from a distance looked like barely contained grief. "She's probably just tired, sweetie," Michael said gently. "Sometimes grown-ups look sad when they're just thinking about things." "No," Lily insisted with the certainty only children possess. "She's sad. Like you were sad after mommy left. I can tell." Michael felt his heart squeeze. His daughter had inherited his ability to read people, to sense emotions beneath surfaces. It was a gift and sometimes a burden. "Maybe," Michael admitted. "But we should let her have privacy, okay? Sometimes people want to be alone with their feelings." Lily considered this, then shook her head. "But you told me that when people are sad, we should be kind to them. That kindness helps." Before Michael could respond, Lily slid out of her chair. "Lily, wait!" But his daughter was already walking across the restaurant with the fearless determination of a child who hadn't yet learned that approaching strangers could be complicated. Michael followed quickly, arriving just as Lily reached the woman's table. "Excuse me, princess," Lily said solemnly. "I noticed you look very sad. Are you okay? Do you need a hug? My daddy says hugs help when you're sad." The woman looked up, startled. Her eyes were indeed red-rimmed, her mascara slightly smudged. She'd clearly been crying before coming to the restaurant, or perhaps had been fighting tears while sitting here alone. "I'm so sorry," Michael said quickly, reaching for Lily's hand. "My daughter has a very big heart, and sometimes it makes her forget about personal boundaries. We didn't mean to intrude." The woman looked at Lily, then at Michael, and something in her expression cracked. "It's okay," she said, her voice thick. "Actually, it's really sweet. What's your name?" "Lily. And this is my daddy, Michael. We're celebrating our survive-aversary. That's what Daddy calls it. It's been 1 whole year of just us." Michael felt his face flush. "Lily, I don't think—" "1 year of what?" the woman asked gently. 1 year since my mommy left," Lily said matter-of-factly. "She decided she didn't want to be a mommy anymore. Daddy says that's her choice, and we have to respect it even if it hurts. And it did hurt a lot, but we survived, so we're celebrating." The woman's eyes filled with fresh tears. "That's a very good way to think about it. A survive-aversary. I like that." "Why are you sad?" Lily asked with the directness of children. "Did someone leave you too?" "Lily," Michael said, mortified. "That's too personal. I'm so sorry, ma'am. We'll leave you alone." "No, it's okay," the woman said. She looked at Lily and made a decision. "Someone did leave. My husband. We were married for 4 years. Today was supposed to be our anniversary. But 6 months ago, he told me he'd met someone else. Someone younger, more exciting. He said I was too focused on my career, too boring. So he left." She wiped her eyes. "I'm sitting here alone on what would have been our anniversary because I didn't want to sit home alone. But sitting here alone isn't much better. So yes, I'm very sad. You're right about that." Lily climbed onto the chair next to the woman without asking permission. "That's very sad. But my daddy says that when someone leaves, it means they weren't the right person. Because the right person stays even when things are hard." The woman laughed, a wet sound mixed with crying. Your daddy is very wise. He's the best daddy ever, Lily said loyally. And he's very sad sometimes too. I hear him crying in his room at night when he thinks I'm asleep. But he's getting better, and you will too. That's what surviving means. Michael wanted the floor to open up and swallow him, but the woman was looking at him with something like understanding, like recognition. I'm sorry, the woman said, for what you've been through. It's hard, isn't it? Being left. It is, Michael said quietly. He should walk away, take Lily back to their table, let this woman have her private grief. But something in her eyes kept him there. I'm Michael Torres, and you've met Lily, who has absolutely no filter. I'm Emma Hartley, the woman said, and I think Lily's filter is exactly what I needed tonight. Do you want to eat with us? Lily asked. We have chicken fingers, and they're really good. And Daddy lets me have chocolate cake because it's a special occasion. You could have cake too. Cake helps when you're sad. Emma looked at Michael, a question in her eyes. He should say no. This was awkward, inappropriate, a stranger intruding on their celebration of survival. But Emma looked so alone. And Lily was right that kindness helped. And maybe, Michael thought, they were all just people trying to get through hard things. We'd be happy to have you join us, Michael said. If you'd like. No pressure. But the chicken fingers really are good. And Lily's right about cake helping. Emma gathered her things and moved to their table. What should have been an awkward dinner became something else entirely. Lily chattered about school, about her favorite cartoons, about her daddy's terrible cooking that got better with practice. Emma laughed, real laughter that reached her eyes. Michael and Emma talked too, carefully at first, then more openly, about the shock of being left, about the self-doubt that followed, about learning to rebuild identity when half of who you thought you were had walked away. I threw myself into work after she left, Michael admitted. Built up my consulting business, took on too many projects, thought if I was successful enough it would prove I was worth staying for. I did the same thing, Emma said. I'm a corporate attorney. After he left, I started working 70-hour weeks, made partner 6 months ahead of schedule. But success doesn't fill the hole, does it? No, Michael agreed. I figured that out when Lily asked me why I never smiled anymore. That's when I realized I was surviving but not living, so I started making changes, therapy, cutting back on work, actually being present for Lily instead of just physically there. How do you do it? Emma asked. Move forward when part of you is still stuck in the hurt. You take it one day at a time, Michael said. Some days you survive, some days you actually live, and eventually the living days start to outnumber the surviving days. Lily, who'd been drawing on her kid's menu, looked up, and you find new people who don't leave. Like Daddy and me found each other. We're a team now. Maybe you could find a team too. Emma smiled, and it was the first genuine smile Michael had seen from her. Maybe I could. They stayed until the restaurant closed, talking and laughing while Lily eventually fell asleep with her head on Michael's lap. When they finally stood to leave, Emma looked lighter somehow. Still sad but no longer drowning. Thank you, Emma said. I came here tonight planning to sit through dinner alone, go home and cry myself to sleep. Instead, I met you and Lily. You turned what would have been the worst day of my year into something bearable. Lily did that, Michael said. I just followed her lead. Can we be friends? Lily asked sleepily from Michael's arms. I think you need friends, and we're really good at being friends. Emma's eyes filled with tears again, but this time they looked different. I would love that. Over the next year, Emma became part of their lives. She came to Lily's school play. She joined them for Sunday breakfast. She and Michael talked on the phone about everything and nothing. They built a friendship based on understanding what it meant to be left and choosing to stand back up anyway. 2 years after that night in the restaurant, Michael took Emma back to the Harbor Bistro. Same table, same view. But this time it wasn't sad. Emma, Michael said, taking her hand. 2 years ago, my daughter asked why the princess looked sad. I didn't know that Princess would become the most important person in my life. That she'd teach me that being left doesn't mean you're unlovable. It means you hadn't found the right person yet. He pulled out a small box. I found the right person. She was sitting 2 tables away, crying alone on an anniversary that wasn't. Will you marry me and let me spend the rest of my life proving that some people do stay? Emma was crying, but these tears were joy. Yes, 1,000 times yes. Lily, sitting next to them, clapped her hands. I knew it. I told Daddy you needed a team. And now we're all on the same team forever. At the wedding 6 months later, Lily was the flower girl. During the reception, she gave a speech that made everyone cry. I asked Daddy why the princess looked sad, Lily said, and he said sometimes we should let sad people be alone, but I didn't listen, because I thought the princess needed to know that sad doesn't last forever, that survive-iversaries turn into celebrations, that being left just means you hadn't found your people yet. And now Emma found us, and we found Emma, and we're a family. So I'm really glad I didn't listen that time. The room erupted in laughter and applause. If this story touched your heart, please like and share it with someone who needs reminded that the worst days can lead to the best transformations. Subscribe for more stories about finding family in unexpected places. And comment below about a time a stranger's kindness changed your darkest moment. Your story might be exactly what someone needs to hear today.